Pierre, that's Mufasa. Eric, Pierre, that's Mufasa.
Oh my God, your eyes. Oh my God.
I'm very protective of my heart and matters of the heart.
What happens when a devastating truth about your past comes to light, leaving your entire world in shambles? Teyana, once confident and in control, finds herself in the most vulnerable position imaginable when the world discovers that Aaron, her former partner, is now expecting a child with his ex. The bombshell news sends Teyana into emotional turmoil, and the weight of betrayal becomes too much for her to bear. As the world watches, she collapses, shattered by the very people she trusted the most. The public is captivated by her emotional breakdown, but behind the scenes, Teyana struggles to piece together the life she thought she knew. How did this betrayal happen? And how will she move forward when everything she believed about love, family, and trust has been turned upside down? Teyana and Aaron's relationship had always been one of highs and lows. From the very beginning, they were a couple that seemed inseparable. Their connection was undeniable, and their chemistry was apparent to anyone who watched them together. Over the years, they became a celebrity couple that the world admired, showcasing their family, their love for each other, and their journey as co-parents. But despite their seemingly perfect public persona, cracks began to form beneath the surface. Teyana, ever the strong woman, had always juggled the demands of her career, motherhood, and her relationship with Aaron. She had been transparent with her fans about the struggles of being in the public eye, but she also made it clear that her priority was her family. Despite the challenges they faced, she always believed that they would get through them together. But what no one knew was that Aaron had been carrying a deep, unspoken frustration, one that he had kept hidden from everyone, including Teyana. Their relationship had been tested multiple times, but they had managed to navigate through it. However, the idea of Aaron being with someone else again had always lingered in Teyana's mind. She had tried not to let it consume her, especially after their separation, but she couldn't shake the feeling that Aaron's connection with his ex, someone he had shared a past with, was never fully gone. There was always something left unresolved between them. The shocking truth came out when the media reported that Aaron's ex was pregnant, and the child was his. The news broke like a thunderclap, and Teyana, who had just started to find peace after their separation, was left reeling. How had she not seen this coming? How had she been so blind to the subtle signs that Aaron's past with his ex was not as finished as she had hoped? The revelation hit her harder than any argument or separation ever could. This wasn't just about a breakup. It was about a betrayal of the deepest kind. The moment the news of Aaron's baby with his ex went public, the world was left stunned. Teyana, who had always been so open about her personal life, was blindsided by the media frenzy that followed. The news was everywhere, on social media, on news sites, and in the tabloids. The headlines read, "Aaron expecting child with his ex, Teyana's heartbroken reaction," and Teyana left in shock after Aaron's pregnancy bombshell. At first, Teyana couldn't comprehend what was happening. The details were sketchy at first, but one thing was clear: the baby was Aaron's, and it had been kept a secret for months. How had she not known? How had Aaron kept something this big from her? It didn't make sense. She had been in the loop about everything else, every detail of their daughter's life, their co-parenting arrangements, and their shared moments, but this was a complete blindside. As the news began to unfold, the questions started to flood in. Who else knew? Why hadn't Aaron told Teyana before? Had he been hiding this from her? The more she thought about it, the more the pain started to settle in. This wasn't just about him having a child with his ex. It was about the lies and the secrets that had been kept from her. Teyana felt like she was drowning in betrayal. In the wake of the news, Teyana's emotional breakdown was inevitable. The magnitude of the situation hit her hard. The first thing she did was retreat into herself, quiet, withdrawn, and unable to process the whirlwind of emotions that had taken over her. She kept herself secluded, unwilling to face the media or her fans, knowing that the betrayal was too raw to share. The revelation about Aaron's baby made Teyana question everything: her past with Aaron, their relationship, and even her own self-worth. For months, she had been holding everything together, focused on their daughter and her own career. But now, with this betrayal exposed, she felt lost. She had thought she knew Aaron, and she thought she knew where she stood in his life. But now, She felt like a stranger to him, and worse yet, she felt like a stranger to herself. At a public event shortly after the news broke, Teyana was visibly shaken. She walked in with a forced smile, but the weight of the situation was clear on her face. The cameras caught every moment, the way her shoulders slumped, the tension in her face, the way her eyes darted around the room. She tried to keep it together, but the emotional weight of it all was too much. As she spoke to someone in the crowd, her words started to tremble. She couldn't hold back the tears, and before long, she broke down right there in front of everyone. The moment was captured on camera and spread across the media. Fans were heartbroken for Teyana, but the media was quick to exploit her pain. Some speculated that she was devastated by the public humiliation, while others suggested that she had known about the baby all along and was simply putting on a show. But no one could truly understand the depth of Teyana's heartbreak in that moment. Teyana's collapse wasn't just about Aaron's betrayal, it was the emotional toll of everything she had been through. The constant public scrutiny, the pressure to maintain a perfect image, and the weight of trying to protect her daughter from the fallout of her personal life had all culminated in that moment of vulnerability. She had hoped for peace, for resolution. But instead, she was left picking up the pieces of a shattered heart. The media coverage surrounding Teyana's emotional breakdown was relentless. While fans expressed their support, offering kind words of encouragement, others took a more cynical approach. Some felt sorry for Teyana, while others criticized her for not having known about the baby sooner. The press turned the situation into a spectacle, focusing more on Teyana's emotional reaction than on the facts of the situation. On social media, fans were torn. Some rallied behind Teyana, calling out Aaron for his lack of transparency and supporting her decision to take time for herself. Others were angry with her, claiming that she should have known better and that she had been too naive in her relationship with Aaron. The flood of opinions from the public only added to Teyana's emotional turmoil. The scandal began to dominate headlines, with stories about Teyana's breakdown and the details of Aaron's pregnancy taking center stage. The media didn't let up, and neither did the fans. Everywhere she went, Teyana was followed by the shadow of Aaron's actions. The fight for her privacy became an even greater battle, as her personal life was picked apart for entertainment value. It was clear that Teyana was now at the mercy of public opinion, and the emotional toll of this invasion was more than she had anticipated. Aaron, aware of the media frenzy surrounding his revelation, eventually took to social media to address the situation. His statement was an attempt to defend himself, explaining that he never meant to hurt Teyana and that he had been trying to keep the baby news private for the sake of their family. "This wasn't meant to hurt anyone," Aaron wrote. "I have always been honest with Teyana, but I wanted to handle this situation with respect and privacy. The last thing I wanted was for the media to make it worse." His words were calm, but many fans didn't buy into his narrative. The timing of his apology seemed too rehearsed, too convenient. While Aaron expressed regret, his message fell flat with those who believed that he had caused Teyana unnecessary pain. The public was divided. Some believed that he was being unfairly vilified, while others felt that he had been deceitful and manipulative. Teyana, on the other hand, remained silent after Aaron's statement. She had no words to respond to his apology, and it seemed that every word he spoke only made her hurt more. Could he ever truly make amends, or had the damage already been done beyond repair? Teyana's future now seemed uncertain. The emotional fallout of the news about Aaron's baby was far from over, and it was clear that she needed time to heal. She withdrew from the public eye, choosing to focus on herself and her daughter. Her fans supported her every step of the way, hoping that she would emerge stronger from this experience. As for Aaron, his place in her life remained unclear. While they had co-parented before, the future of their relationship seemed more fragile than ever. Could they rebuild the trust that had been shattered? Or was this the final chapter in their complicated story? Teyana was determined to put herself first. She was strong, resilient, and capable of moving forward, but the road ahead was going to be long. The public scrutiny and emotional pain would take time to overcome, but Teyana had no choice but to keep going. For her daughter, for her career, and for her own peace of mind, she had to find a way to heal. What will become of Teyana and Aaron's relationship after the shocking revelation? Can they ever rebuild trust, or is their bond broken forever? And will Teyana continue to thrive in her career, Or will the public fallout from this drama hold her back? The answers remain to be seen, and the public is waiting for the next chapter in Teyana's emotional journey. What do you think about Teyana's reaction to Aaron's baby news? Can she ever forgive him, or is this the end of their relationship? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. For more updates on Teyana's emotional journey and the aftermath of Aaron's scandal, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the latest updates.